Wanasaidia Kristo.
Good morning.
God is good. Wageni waheshimiwa, mgeni mheshimiwa na wageni wengine waalikwa, na pia kina mama ambaye ametuwezesha siku ya leo kuweza kuwa hapa, kuwa hai na kuweza kufika hapa. So ningemwomba mwenzetu hapa mmoja aweze kutoa.
We are very pleased to say thank you Jehovah God even for our CS Madam Kobia. Thank you Father for our Savior Jehovah King of Glory. As we continue to empower these women, as we continue Jehovah God to watch over the nation of King of Glory, with them we invite your glory to be upon us. Thank you Jesus for your very reason for us. These are humble prayers that we make trusting and believing in you.
Women Enterprise Fund, Engineer Charles Mwirigi aweze kuendelea na ratiba.
Enterprise Fund in this committee, and also the one who has come with me all the way from Nairobi. So let me introduce first of all this region, Embu, Tarakanishi and Meru, is headed by working with the White team from here. Where are the officers from the Women Enterprise Fund? Possibly you can, yes. Let's start from the extreme. Shout your name, please.
I'm winning Jero, in terms of Manaka constituency.
She is in the center. So, Madam CS, that is the team which brought about the Women Enterprise Fund. So, before I invite the women, allow me now to invite the director, KJG.
Professor Margaret Kobia, the CS, Ministry of Public Service and Gender. Mr. Gangalo, County Commissioner. Okay, so thank you very much. I thought I was going to be very loud enough from where I was. Indeed, I am very delighted.
December and January. Akina mama wajua ya kwamba we process loans every month, 25.7 million kwa vikundi 87 in Embu County.
Nafikiri waziri akituambia hiyo
of late it's like we are more challenged than our men. Chakula ikipatikana kwa mboma, most of them ni mama. Watoto wakienda shule ni mama. And especially my commissioner, I want to put it across to you. You are going to help us to close bars that have come to the village. Those bars are very detrimental to our families. Unaona mzee anaamka asubuhi na kijana yake yule mkubwa wanatime kakuku kakizaa tu kakitaka yai hivi, imechukuliwa, imeenda imeuzwa, wameenda kukunywa pombe. Wengine mgadamia ikiwa kwa mti hivi, wanatime mama akienda kidogo, wanapanda mti, wanatoa ngandamia, wanaweka kwa paper bag, wanaenda wanauza, hiyo pesa inatumika kwa pombe. Saa hii nasikia they are about to issue licenses. Kindly, Bwana Commissioner, can we have those licenses, licensed bars in the villages, at least closed? Bars ipaki kwa town, because when they are far away from them, they will take time to go and drink, and they will spend some time working in their farms. Then they can go later.
Kama kuna kazi mimi nimefanya katika Embu na ndugu zangu hawa kina Imaya ni kupigana na pombe. Lakini kuna jambo moja ambalo linanitatiza kidogo, na si peke yangu. Kutolewa kwa license ya pombe imekuwa devolved. Zinatolewa na county government. Sisi ni ile enforcement peke yake. So vile ulivyoniomba, naomba nyote leo mkitoka hapa, kila mmoja atafute MCA wake. Waambie wakati mnatunga sheria, sisi hatutaki hii, hatutaki hii, hatutaki hii, muambie. Mko tayari? Mkono juu. Mwende muambie kuwa sisi kina mama hatutaki hii kitu kwa vijiji yetu. Na sisi tunazifunga wakati wakipitisha hizo sheria. Kwa hivyo license haiko kwa mikono yetu. So hiyo, lakini namshukuru governor wenu Wambora. Mara nyingi tukijadiliana tunakubaliana, na nyingine hata usiku wa manane tunazifunga. Kwa hivyo tutaendelea kujaribu, lakini pia na nyinyi mtusaidie. Nataka kuwaomba leo mkirudi nyumbani, naomba kila mmoja azungumze na bwana yake, jirani yake. Sisi tumeacha maadili ile ya zamani ya kulea watoto. Waswahili wanasema mtoto umleavyo ndivyo akuavyo. Watoto wetu wamejiingiza kwa anasa za kupita kiasi, pombe ya kiholela, na hizi simu ambazo mnaona hizi si nzuri sana. Watoto wanajifundisha mambo mengi machafu kutoka kwa hiyo simu. So tafadhali turudi pale tumekuwa. Wazee wa kanisa, wazee wa msikitini, na nyinyi kina mama, turudi vile ambavyo tulikuwa tunalea watoto wetu. Tuwapatie watoto wetu nasaha mzuri ili wafuate ile mfano ambavyo tulikuwa tunafanya wakati tulipokuwa wadogo. Zamani mtoto akifanya makosa, mzazi wowote ambaye yuko karibu atamshika huyo mtoto amchape. Siku hizi ukigusa mtoto, siku ya pili uko kotini. Tuache upuzi kama huo. Huo ni upuzi ambao tunaharibu watoto wetu. So sote tuwe wazazi wa watoto wote ambao wako katika sehemu zile tunaishi. Namalizia kwa kutoa mfano ambao imeniudhi na imenisikitisha kweli. Watu wa Embu, tafadhali tuache itikadi ya zamani ambayo imepitwa na wakati. Disemba hii kuna katoto kadogo kalipotea katika kijiji fulani huko Mbere North, Mbere ya kaskazini. Mtoto mdogo amechukuliwa, ameenda kuchinjwa, akawekwa kwa gunia, akapelekwa kwa mto, akawekwa chini ya rock, ikawekewa jiwe ili asionekane. Jameni, kwa kuua mtoto ndio utapata utajiri? Kwa kuua mtoto ndio utafunguliwa baraka na Mungu? So laana kama hizo zinafuata wale waliofanya na wale wanaoishi nao. Kwa hivyo tukemee mambo kama hayo ili yasifanyike tena katika area yetu. Nashukuru, na nikiwaambia ajabu ya Mwenyezi Mungu, huyo aliyehusika mmoja wao ni mtoto wa darasa la 8. Mtoto wa shule. Na si mtoto hakufanya, ni amepotoshwa tu ndio akafanya. Lakini uzuri ni kuwa nataka kuhakikishia kuwa tumechukua hatua, tumewashika wote, na ndio sababu tumeweza kupata maiti ya huyo mtoto pale ilikuwa. So watu wataenda kotini, na nafikiri itakuwa mfano kwa wengine ili vitu kama hivyo zisifanyike tena. Naomba kina mama, vile mlivyojisaidia kujiinua, mtusaidie serikali pia ili kuwe na maadili mazuri katika vijiji vyetu, ili sote tuishi kwa uzuri, kwa amani. Alafu mwisho, kuna cases za suicide, ile ya watu kujitoa uhai, imeongezeka katika area zetu. Sisi peke yetu, Kenya nzima, sehemu kadha wa kadha ambao tunaendelea kupata jambo kama hili. Jameni, kujitia kitanzi sio mwisho wa shida. Katika dini yangu nina hakika hata kwa Ukristo wanaamini hivyo, ukijiua wewe huna maswali, wewe ni jehanamu moja kwa moja, sivyo? So kwa hivyo kama moto ingine inakungojea, kwa nini wewe unajipeleka ingine straight? Si afadhali ungangane ili, na alafu ukifikiria kwa shida zimeisha, hazijaisha, kwa sababu kuna watoto umewaacha nyuma wako na shida, kuna bibi umewaacha wako na shida. Kwa hivyo tafadhali, ukiwa umeona umezongwa na mawazo, tafuta mwenzako. problem half shared is half solved, isn't it? Enda zungumza na mwenzako. Tafuta mzee wa kanisa, tafuta mzee wa mtani, tafuta chief, tafuta DO, tafuta DC. Sisi tumeajiriwa, tunalipwa kwa sababu ya hizi kazi ambazo tunafanya. Msifikiri kusimama hapa mimi nafanya hii kazi bure, hapana. Ninalipwa na serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Na nataka tuifanye hiyo kazi kwa uadilifu. So, tafadhali tutoe nasaha kwa watoto wetu kwa uzuri. Mwisho kumalizia, naomba msamaha nimechukua muda. Watoto wetu kama mlivyosikia katika maruninga, kuna zile mimba za kiholela. Tafadhali kila mtu ajue mtoto wake analala wapi, anashirikiana na nani, anatembea na nani, analala wapi, anakula nini. Mambo hayo yote, na si wasichana peke yake, hata wa mvulana ujue mahali ako wakati wowote. Tusiwe kumwachilia mtoto kufanya vile anavyotaka, sio mapenzi, hiyo ni kummaliza kabisa. Nirudie kidogo mambo ya pombe. Mama, nataka kusema hivi. Mkitaka pombe iishe kwa area yenu, itaisha. Sitaeleza zaidi.
I thank the Women Enterprise Fund. I think that what they are doing to empower women, kuweka pesa kwa mifuko wa kina mama, it is very important because that's where the strength of the family starts. You know, when we empower women, now we know, we work around many areas in women empowerment. We have women in leadership, trying to make women, wherever you are, your voice must be heard. May it be at the church, at the Catholic, at the PTA, your voice must be heard. And your voice can only be heard when you are economically empowered, because that's where you have a voice. If you are economically empowered, you become socially empowered, and you can be able to earn a voice where decisions are concerned. His Excellency the President wants to see a united, peaceful, prosperous nation. And for that reason, he knows for that to happen, women must be empowered economically. And that's why every year, through only Women Enterprise Fund, we are giving 3 billion. Is that so, CEO? 3 billion. And you can hear this year alone, Embu got close to 450 million. So in that, can you clap for Embu? And even when you get this money, Embu has been very good in repayment. Because the one thing we preach is, when you get the loan, use it for your small business, but pay so that another person can be given. Yes? The President understands women have unique abilities, and if empowered economically, they will be able to have strong families, because if the women have money, their children will eat, their children will go to school, even their spouses will also have a better home and also empowered to be able to do development, economic development activities and have strong families. And of course, we know good nation is built on strong families. There is no pride in having a poor family, because when families are poor, then they cannot even, they feel excluded. And when they feel excluded, anybody who comes and gives them 200 shillings, they vote for them. So we elect even wrong leaders. So this is a very important program which the President has always championed, because the President believes in strong women leaders, and that's why we have this Women Enterprise Fund, which is giving 300 billion every year, and every county has equal opportunity. If you don't apply, and that's why today we are here, so that this message, you already know it. But as County Commissioner said, you will go and give to 10 other people that kama mama anataka kufanya biashara, iko mkopo ya Women Enterprise Fund with very low interest rates, which they can borrow and then do any biashara. You know, nobody asks them which one you are doing. In fact, even some pay school fees for their children. And I want to congratulate WEF, because they have even decided through those women group You can even give an individual, because we are diverse. I might not be aligned in the group, lakini nataka pesa to be able to do business. So I think, thank you very much, and I know you are developing also another product for windows, because wakina mama mnajua, all of us, when women are windows, they now have a double or a triple problem. Is it not so, maendeleo wanawake? So now, kwa sababu His Excellency ametuinua mpaka tumefika pale tuko, sasa we must also think about other vulnerable groups like the windows, so that we have a product for them where they can borrow even without any interest at all. We'll find some money to back them up so that they can be able to take care of their families and cope with life. And when they are able to take care of their families, those families will finally become useful members of the society, and their problem will end without multiplying or without having a vicious circle. Women who are empowered socioeconomically, they also don't experience serious gender-based violence. Research is telling us now that the more you are poor, the more experience gender-based violence. Kwa sababu watu wanakuangalia tu wanaona wewe ni maskini. It is not right. But if you are economically empowered, then even you are able to have a voice so that you can be able to find ways. You are empowered to find information that how do you know you are at a danger of experiencing gender-based violence. How do you understand the early warning? Where do you go for help? Those women who are economically empowered are able to go around the gender-based violence better than those who are completely poor and they have no information. We also know that women and the peace and the security, women and the county commissioner will tell us that they have not been brought in the mainstream, including Nyumba Kumi. So that because when there is no security, there is no peace, women and children suffer. But at the same time, women own the information. Therefore, it's very important as we are getting this economic empowerment, we are also broad in thinking. And I was going to ask the school, as we are giving the women the fund, as we are empowering them through leadership development program, I think it's also important we start listening now more. We listen to women in business, we listen to women in whatever sphere they are trying to develop themselves, then we find what are their needs. Because sometimes as government we have been blamed, maybe some of the things we are doing, they are not connecting with the people on the ground. Mmesikia hiyo vitu kwa ground in different. So that the national water project, for those women who have no water at all, then they can be facilitated to have a water tank. Just, can you give a clap? We are being set back by early pregnancies. And we know in early pregnancies, when a girl gets pregnant, then she has to cut short her education. She has to come home, and we have found it's affecting the mothers as well, because the mothers have to take care of their daughter. Therefore, it becomes a vicious circle where the daughter got pregnant, brought the child at home, and the mother has now to support. Even if she was going to be in the market, because you all know all these markets we have, the big markets we have, most of the women, most of the business person are women. But now they have to sit at home so that they can take care of their grandchild. I think, let's face it, if girls are getting pregnant when they're in school, what is the solution? And there are many solutions, but I think we have failed to confront the real problem, and sometimes we want to go around it, and now we are thinking, yes, we have a policy, they can go back to school, but it is never easy. Because when you go back to school, there is stigma. There is also the burden, the baby is still at home. There is also a burden that the grandparents are also facing to feed another mouth. So I think we need a more concerted effort. It is good they can go back to school. Now that's the problem now with COVID. The teachers are also, are we prepared to take care of the mother, the child, and especially if they're expecting. So we are saying that is a setback in women and girls child empowerment, which we must sit down and find the solution. And solutions are not from outside, they are with us. Gender-based violence, of course, has increased during COVID-19. And the cause of the gender-based violence increasing is because people are confined in their homes. And where there were conflicts, where there were poverty because of not able to meet basic needs, then people tended to have some confrontation, and in more cases there were more women who were exposed to gender-based violence than men. About 90% of all cases reported through 1195 were women, and about 10% were men who went through gender-based violence. I think I'm happy to report that with the opening of the schools and learning institutions, and also being able to give various groups, women, youth, some of affirmative funds to do business, life is going back to normal. So long as we continue practicing health measures, that is where you are mask, sanitize, wash and keep a social distance, I think everything else is going to be okay. The cases are going a little bit down. That means around 3 to 4% of rate of the cases that are happening on a daily basis. That is not a license for us to relax on the measures. We should just continue with the good measures. Asante an enterprise fund to women groups, and today you have been able to give 24 million shillings to about 80 groups. The purpose of giving this affirmative fund is to support government projects. You know, government, through of course His Excellency the President, his vision is to see a united, peaceful, prosperous nation. People cannot be united if they are poor. People cannot be at peace if they are poor. And of course, prosperity is brought by people being able to have money to do business. Therefore, that's what we are doing here today. And in addition, we have been able to conclude that through the County Commissioner, Women Enterprise Fund, Maendeleo ya Wanawake, and other state and non-state actors need to work together for all development agenda, and especially making use of what the government has done in terms of improved roads, improved health services, education, and also we have been able to share a few of the COVID support government donation in terms of masks, girls kits, which includes also some sanitary funds, and the other materials that support people during this time of COVID. Life is coming back to normal, and that's why we are going around counties sharing and listening to Kenyans. What are their concerns, what our government done, and how we can serve them better. That's why we are here.